Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Tier 2 MRL. We have the standings here today. We've got Dason in the lead. However, Dason is not racing. And this is very interesting because we have the one and only WR Neon. Say hello.
Hi, everyone.
We have
It's a
Neon
new
commentating
position.
today. And we have got full wet in qualifying. So
Uh-oh.
let's get
Uh-oh.
started. You want to take a bold prediction for pole position?
Bold.
Bold.
Titan Ash Racing.
He is not.
He's not. I'm saying Domi.
Domi on pole position. Do we have any wet
I'm
merchants?
saying. I don't know. I feel like Domi would be a good driver as he has a good car control. So, he'll be fine.
We will see. Who will be the first person out of the pit lane?
Indeed see. Seems to be Aston Martin.
I can't spectate him. Why? Why?
Have to wait until he's out of the pit lane.
Is that
You
how
should
it
know
works?
this.
Is that how it works?
That's how it works. Look, 3, 2, 1. And then now we get control.
Pardon?
We don't. Yeah, there it is.
Lovely. Okay, so we're gonna go on an outlap with S2000, taking us on a lap of Paul Ricard. Beautiful circuit, might I add. Beautiful circuit. Hate it because of track limits, but a beautiful circuit.
The track limits are very interesting in this race. Will play a big role. As I don't know how the race is looking with weather conditions. Out of experience, I know the weather here can be very unpredictable. Last season, Tier 2 was very interesting as well.
Yeah, it was split between wet and dry. The dry tires were the faster tire, but there was a safety car to kind of mix things up with the strategy. People were gambling for the intermediates. By the way, chat, tell me if the game is too loud and I can adjust. But yeah. Volume good. We've got Kaya on the intermediate tires. Do you think the intermediate's already? Because it doesn't look full wet. It doesn't look full wet.
It does on my screen, to be fair.
I'm on high settings.
That's probably a problem. Not even ultra high, SMH.
No, but there's no puddles actually.
Sector 3 there is. Definitely is. On board the S2000. Off the racing line there's puddles. On the racing line there's not really.
No, is he going? Okay, I thought he was going in the pits. All right.
Maybe.
So,
Inters.
as our guest commentator for today, I would like you to take us on a hot lap with
I love
S2000. Take it away.
It's S2000. Down into turn 1. There's a car coming right out of him, out of the pit lane. Brakes around the curb on the right. Down into 4th gear. Keeps it nice. Gets the curb to rotate the car. Oh, that invalid? I think that's invalid.
Yeah, it's invalidated.
It's invalid. As he backs off out of the lap. Who's the next on the lap? Kai. See it. Brakes down into 4th gear. Keeps it valid. Up to 5th. Uses the curb for rotation. Interesting choice with the inters to see.
Honestly, I do think it's intermediate. Like from looking at it, because obviously I'm used to the settings that I use, the graphic settings. It does look like intermediate conditions. We will see though. You know, we can look at the sector times. Maybe you could have a look at that.
Use more curb for rotation. I'll be keeping an eye on Trixon. It seems very hard for the wets to be controllable. No grip.
So Kai, first person across the line to the 25.8 for the sector 1.
Let's see. Trixam has sector 1. Trixam has a 26.0. Not that big of a difference. I've seen Trixam slide left and right. So I don't know. Seems to be very close at the moment.
We've got Value in the chat. Did my eyes see Neon in commentary booth? Your eyes did not deceive you. We have the one and only special guest star DNF merch. What? I joke.
Keep your
I joke. Kai just this lap by Kai has been pretty smooth, to be honest. I think right now it's adjusting to the with the way that the car feels, getting a solid banker at least, and then push more as the laps go on. Typically in the wet, you put in multiple laps of fuel and go for back-to-back laps. So that's probably what we'll see here.
Oh well, let be by Kyan.
The 143.1 provisional pole.
The first over the line, obviously. Oh, as Vincent goes fast on the
3/10.
wets by 3/10. Ben on Inters. Oh, and S2000. Oh, he's nearly around.
Also a shout out to Feral Dude. He newly promoted from a reserve to a full-time, making his full-time debut for the Ferrari team, the Scuderia. I'm sure he'll be hoping for a good result on his debut. Yeah,
Oh, the race is wet too, as I've just heard.
Race is wet
the weather
too.
gods. That's gonna be an interesting race.
That's interesting because
I know out of experience the tires wear pretty hard on the fronts here, so it's definitely gonna be a one-stop. Two-stop seems unlikely. The pit stop is very, very long here. Lose about 24 seconds, I believe.
Feral actually making his MRL debut in general. Interesting. Well, hopefully, you know, it'll be the start of something great. Although, you know,
Noah
Alpine would be
Carmen
better,
with
but,
a
you know.
decent Sector 1. Alpine. Nah, I don't know what Alpine.
Okay.
25.7 first sector by Noah Carmen. Oh, Cozy. At 42.5.
I've got a
I
question,
think that the wets are still faster.
because I'm not sure, right? If it's wet quali and wet race, is it the same tire rule? Or is it
No.
different?
You can choose whatever if it's wet.
Even if it's wet quali?
Yeah.
The
Because
more
it
you
could
know.
be wet quali and Inter's race, so. I
Okay,
see
okay.
McLaren very much off track. I believe that is Trixon. He's exploring the track limits.
You know, he's just finding the limit right now. We've been there. That's obviously what's happening. Looking at the tire selection screen though, looks like a lot more people are selecting the wet tires.
Yeah, I believe the wets for now are still faster, but it will be interesting seeing to the end of the quali how it's gonna go. Because you always have the drying situations, and sometimes it goes that dry that if you have to be on the intercept the optimal lap or on the softs on the end, it's very tricky sometimes. It seems to be that it's gonna be an inters or wet quali. So it's gonna be about hooking at the timing right with the weather. It's very hard. A little bit of luck is involved. Because you don't obviously have the perfect weather radars that the official F1 teams have.
Even then, it's not perfect. You can never predict the rain. You can never predict the weather.
Nope.
Not fully. Not 100%.
Louis with a purple sector 1, I believe.
Louis. When in Mexico, call me Luis. If anyone knows, Lewis Hamilton
Purple
reference.
sector 2 as well.
Oh.
As he validated. Unlucky.
Do not talk about the car he is in. It happens to us all.
Nah. I think it's just an Alpine thing to always invalidate quali laps. I think you can speak out of experience as well, Arno.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
No, everyone is
it
selecting
seems as
Inters.
if everyone is selecting Inter, so I believe the Inters will be faster. As they have, of course, have the tire delta on their screen in the pit lane.
Oh, look at that.
Sky goes
1.2
P1 by
seconds.
1.2 seconds.
Track limits?
Definitely Inter's faster.
Game? Track limits? Marco. Interesting.
Oh, Marco.
Interesting.
Interesting. Caught in 4K. Ultra HD HDR. Louis at the end of sector 1. Is he gonna go purple? He does. A 25.200 first sector by Louis.
Yeah,
Great
now
first sector.
now it's just a matter of who gets the lap time in at the right time, with it clearly drying up. Maybe crossing
Yeah,
the
who
lap.
knows? Maybe it's gonna wet up again.
True. True. Braking just before the blue.
Locks up a little
Went a little bit deep. Smooth on exit. Exit was pretty good. A
Good
little bit of wheel
exit.
spin, but it was still pretty good.
It's still a purple sector 2. 55-7 split. Let's see what Kai has as a split. Kai had a 55-2. Whoa, no. A 51-2 split. So Louis is on a pretty good lap. He could go pole here by half a second nearly, I think. Terra also comes really, really close to the time Kai has done.
40.
Seems as if everyone is preferring the Inters at the moment.
Do you think it could dry up quick enough for dry tires at the end?
I don't think so. It's still raining. As Kai goes P1 with a 0.6.
Yeah, he's done 4 laps on those
Great
tires.
lap.
So he's on back-to-back tires.
Louis.
Lap times.
Alpine P1.
Not the
That's what
first
you hate
time
to
you'll
see.
see that this week. Not the first time you'll see that this week. Okay?
Invalid P1.
We got Ben
Sarah seems to be on
matching
the lap.
Lewis's sector 1.
Oh, Ben. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oversteer onto the big straight will lose you like at least 1.5 tenths. Because of the long straight, you need a good exit.
Much better through the chicane, however. There was no lockup, so that could actually gain him the time back on Lewis.
Adesi also close to the purple sector 1. Gonna be interesting in the shootout here for pole.
It will
Ben nearly takes a flat out. Should go down into 4th gear for here. Gets the
Interestingly,
rotation.
it's full.
Massive
That corner's
understeer.
actually flat in the full wet. So to see people lifting in intermediates, disappointing.
It's hard in full wet. It's
I'm joking.
risky.
I'm joking. Obviously, got to build up the confidence.
You can probably do it full wet, full throttle.
Fanatec hacks.
Nah. Just merchant.
Merchant. Okay.
Then exit out of last corner. Uses the curb a little bit on the wrong way, so it's gonna be interesting if he can get pole. Doesn't. He goes P5 with it at 0.6. I think the exit onto the main straight actually cost him a lot.
We will see now, because he'll do back-to-back laps. Pad hacks could do it. Lavelle, you already know. Pad hacks could take it flat.
Both his middle and his last were 2 tenths off. The first was fine for Ben.
That wasn't a cut. Wow.
That was interesting indeed. See what Adesi does. Adesi goes P6.
Track is getting much faster.
Noel goes P3. Yeah, the track is indeed getting a lot faster. I think it's gonna be first sector. Oh, that's very good. That's 2.5 tenths faster than provisional pole at the moment.
Tricksam's had a little spin. Don't worry, Tricksam. It happens to the best of us. Domi is currently 5 tenths up. Lavelle has the best pad hacks. 39.9. Cozzy. I've actually raced with Cozzy. Pretty quick driver.
Let's see what Noel can do. There's a McLaren right ahead of him. Into the chicane. He moves in time. Keeps it nice. Into 4th gear. Oh, Domi. My champion. Goes P1. With a 39.8. Good lap. Noel with a purple middle, as the game suggests. And as it stands, I think it's second faster nearly than Domi.
The track
But
evolution.
this is going to be very interesting.
What do you think? Do you think now would be a good time to go in the pits, put some fresh inters on, and then get your 2 laps in? Because don't forget there's around a 30-second spectator delay as well.
I don't know.
Because, you know, if people are going to still finish their laps, then they have to do another lap, you know, their in lap.
Yes, obviously.
So, you know, that might be the timing incorrect, you never know. If they wanted to get maybe 2 laps.
Well, does go P1 with a 39.4. Great lap. Work on top. That's what we don't like to see.
Okay,
Joking.
Max Verstappen.
Trust in the plan. We do. Oh, Noel. Not invalid.
Oh,
Interesting.
Domi! Don't die! No, Domi! Oh! Saved.
Domi?
Saved.
I've had that before, not gonna lie. I can talk out of experience in my league racing experience on this game. Psycho with a 0.2.
Please note the car. Please note the car. Thank you very much.
It's a Renault.
Okay, bro. Did you guys see that? Domi literally got saved.
Yeah, by the game. It's
The game said, not today. What do we say to the god of death? Not today.
Will
If anyone-
Domi
if
start
any
the
of you
lap
know
right behind? Will Domi start the lap right behind this guy? Oh, S2000 goes P1. S2000 is now right ahead of Domi though, so it's going to be interesting to see how he moves out of the way, or if he moves, or if he's going to go over another lap.
My
Domi
prediction:
has quite some dirt here out of these two corners.
38-3.
Let's get a nice
pole
little
position.
toe.
What do you think?
38.3, I'm saying 38.7.
38-7.
I don't think the track is that much faster. Domi with 24.8 for sector. Not purple, as Noah has done a 0.7 and a 0.0. Noah was on a crazy lap, so it's his teams. Ah, he's gone into the pits.
But
Might
he's
be because
choosing to go
he's
to the
invalidated.
fresh tires.
I
Carbon
think
racer?
he's indeed gonna go for the fresh tires and go for a faster lap. At the end. Carbon racer across the line.
39.5.
P5. Not too bad, not too bad. Domi on fresh tires is on a lap at the moment with a 50. He's only 1/10 up at the moment.
For me, it showed 3.5 tenths up in sector 2 split.
That's weird. Maybe it was the sector 1 split that it showed.
Oh, Domi.
Oh, Domi!
Saved. Not
Don't die.
saved.
His tires, he will need to cool them before he starts a new lap. Not block anyone behind him. He lets the Alpine through. Hi, a 38.5 smashes my pole.
Oh.
Great lap. It's Louis. Oh, as he goes off track on traction and invalidates the lap. That's very unfortunate. Between P2 with a 38.8, and he also got this on next lap invalid, so he'll have to go again. It's very unfortunate for the Alpine.
We have Ben up by 2 tenths, going into P3. Alfa Romeo 1-3. We have 3 Ferrari powered cars. When would you see that? It's not 2019, is it? Surely not.
See what Farrell do is able to do.
P10 for it, is he?
Farrell dude seems to be on a decent lap as well. Could also be in the top 3 if he does finish the lap and not choke, as we would say.
He would have to. His fuel light is on. This could be his do or die lap right here.
First gear for the extra rotation. A decent traction. He goes across the line.
P14.
That seemed weird. Timer glitched on me. P14. Ooh, unlucky. But who knows? Everything can happen in the race. Seems to be that his qualifying is over. Trixam on the lap. 8 tenths up on his previous lap at the moment.
Psycho P7. Wait, timing glitch? Interesting. P7 to P2. There we go. And Kaya has invalidated his lap.
Yaya has died out of the fast right-handers, oversteered. I don't know what Vincent is doing. He's off the track. Took out the brake marker board. S2000 goes P3. Psycho goes Ben. It is goes P2 with a 0.8. Trixam goes P11. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Sarah here.
See what Sarah's able to do.
He's 2 tenths
2
up
tenths
currently.
up at the moment. This
Yeah.
could be a P2. If he manages to improve in the last, this could potentially be a P2, maybe a P1.
We have once again, though, of the Alfa Romeos at the sharp end of the grid. They did take, I believe, a front row lockout, or maybe a 1-3 back in Singapore as well. So it shows that they do have very good, maybe qualifying setups, or maybe they, you know, they've been doing a lot of practice with the qualifying. We'll see how that translates into the race, however. Sarah going around the final corner. Good exit. A little bit of wheel spin. Shortest distance to the line. And that gives him a P3.
P3.
And I do believe
Decent qualifying. That's the qualifying. It is.
that is our grid. Everybody. An Alfa Romeo 1-2. Followed by a Haas. Ferrari powered top 3. I can't believe it. The gap between P3 and P5, 100th. Very
Yeah,
close.
between P. Yeah, that's indeed very close. Kai seems to have found a good wet setup. 3.5 tenths clear. P2. It's good, considering normally the grids are fairly close. Of course, in the rain, you always see a little bit of bigger distances between the drivers, as it's a lot harder, and you see the people with the very good car control will always be OP in the rain, as you have to have good feeling for the car and know what to do with throttle and braking. So I think if he can convert this pace into race pace, I think he should be able to win the race, as overtaking in the wet's going to be very, very hard.
That is true. However, although we have been told by the weather gods that it will be a wet race, we do not know, or maybe it could be dry towards the end, you know? There is always a bit of surprise. However,
Facts.
these are our qualifying results here. We have Kai on pole with Ben in P2 and Sarah rounding out the top 3. Psycho S2000 Vincent, Yaya, Kozi, Yags, Uwal, and Domi in our top 10. We then have Noel, Trixam, Carbon Racer, Edezi, Max reserving from Aston Martin Tier 3, Feral Dude, and Luis in the Alpine rounding out the grid. Should be a very interesting race. Opportunities for safety car though are relatively low, so you know, making
rain
sure that
does
they can keep it
increase
as
it, I
clean
believe.
as possible. And we'll
Of
see what
course,
the
seen the
strategy
safety
does.
car last season in Tier 2. We've seen 2, I believe.
Ooh, see this is heavy rain.
This is definitely full wet.
There'll be no one trying to do intermediates.
Maybe someone goes for the Jarno Opmeer strat,
I don't think it's possible.
as we've all seen in esports that it's very possible.
Just waiting for these guys to load in and select their strategies. Do you think that we'll be seeing people underfueling?
I don't know. I think in France the fuel burn is fairly like normal. I don't think the rain impacts the fuel burn too much. I know it impacts the ERS uses a lot, but the fuel will be fairly the same, I believe. So I think maybe a little underfuel, like 0.3, but not much.
Not too much. Okay. Okay. So it's showing that the predicted pit stop strategy is just full wet. So maybe that's
Everyone
an indication
is
from
under
the
full
game.
wets.
Maybe that's an indication from the game, perhaps, that it will be a full wet race throughout the whole thing. So this will be a testament to not only the driver's car control, but also consistency in the wet. I know that there's
Warnings are very, very hard in the rain here, as it's very easy to make a little oversteering mistake, like in the fast right-hander at the beginning of Sector 3. I know it's very hard, like if you want to try and send it through there, especially if there's someone quite close up to you on your rear. It's very easy to lose the rear and like oversteer a little bit, and if you oversteer a little bit, it's very, very hard to keep it in track limits. Same as on the exit onto the big straight, same as in turn 1, 2, on the exit of turn 2. It's gonna be interesting to see who has the most consistent pace with no penalties, because the penalties will play a big game, I think.
That is very true. Consistency is a big thing, especially around France. So it's, you know, who can endure it, who can keep it going, and who can keep it as clean as possible for 27 laps around Paul Ricard. I have a feeling that Ben potentially may win this race.
If he has a good start.
Bold prediction for the win, or not the win, the podium. However, I do believe Psycho. I believe Psycho can get P2, and then Kai will round it out. So I believe it'll be Ben, Psycho, Kai in the top 3. You have to see Alpine on top, you know? You have to. Or very close to the top. Alpha Tauri, however, Yaya Sanogo, mudded. Joko. JK. Merry Christmas? Merry Christmas. Interesting.
I do believe Ace is talking out of Christmas experience, as he's been listening to Christmas music on his own stream. But thank you very much for the raid, Jeffrey Miguel Reno Richie.
Wow, full name, everything. Okay.
What he goes by.
Once again, Guest star Neon, take us away.
As here, everyone is now lined up on the grid. Lights will go out. Will go on very, very soon. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And the lights out. Oh, the Haas has a very, very slow start. Kai seems to be out great off the line. Psycho potentially moving into a P2 slot, fighting Ben into turn 2. Around the outside. Doesn't manage to do it.
Okay.
Seems everyone came off pretty cleanly, except Sarah. Sarah's dropped many places.
Ben and Kai going at it right now, and it's allowing Kai, not Ben and Kai, Ben and Psycho, sorry. And it's allowing Kai to build a little bit of a gap already. 6/10, I believe that was, in the first 2 corners.
Kozi and Yaxwell side by side. Ooh, very little
Kozi with the
space,
inside.
enough space.
Can he hold the traction on the outside?
Where's the biggest
Still side by
balls?
side.
Oh, the track. All the ERS is being used.
Here we get to see
Seems
differences in setup
the
as well.
Axel is a lot lower wings. Oh, braking deep into the corner. Still side by side.
This has been an
The
insane
Axel
battle.
with a great exit.
And has he secured it?
Oh,
He secured it.
Feral Dude has spun around, unfortunately. Don't know what has happened, but doesn't seem to be ended up great for him.
Not the ideal debut. He'll be hoping to see if he can catch back up.
Down the inside. Trixam. Great move.
Excellent job. I think he's recovered back to P10. He may have lost the position. Psycho and Vincent side by side currently going. Psycho, go on. No bias, no bias. Actually been an eventful first lap. We've had people, you know, trying to make up as many positions as possible. Max down the inside of Trixam. A little bit of oversteer on exit, and as a result can't make the move stick.
Biggest loser at the moment seems to be Sarah, 4 positions lost. Noel lost 3 positions off the line from P11 down into P14. He won't be happy with that, as he needs to be getting the points this week because the championship leader, Dason,
Don't
is
me a
not
spun!
driving.
Don't me a spun!
Oh no! Unlucky.
Careful with the rejoin.
Oh, Trixam and Max side by side.
Max had an excellent start, actually.
Oh.
He's up 4 positions.
Oh, will
Showing his
Carbon
prowess.
Racer be able to do something here? Oh, Trixam sideways.
And Max has got the move
Will
done.
Carbon Racer have a good exit? Oh, close.
Looks
on the
like
rear,
he
close on the rear.
had to lift a little
Noel
bit
Carmen going for the overtake on his teammate with the slipstream of Trixam. He's going to be able to easily cruise past.
there. We also have Lewis as well in the Alpine.
Oh, Carbon Racer losing a lot of positions here. And Adesi also seems to be going for the move on Carbon Racer right now.
Back of the grid action right now. You know, they're all fighting to try and get into those points.
Yeah.
However, you know what this has done?
Carbon
This has
Racer
allowed
seems
Max
to be losing.
gapped from the front train.
Oh! Adesi and Carbon Racer have touched each other. Nearly went wrong.
Side by side through the fast right-hander. Adesi has the inside, but that turns to the outside for this corner. And as a result, Carbon is now ahead. The only issue now is that, as I said, Max is now 3 seconds off the leading train. And he'll have to work hard to try and, you know, bring that gap back down. He's up 5 positions, however.
Past Psycho.
Up
He's
2
missed
places.
this.
Up 2 places.
Yeah, Max up 5. Great start by Max.
Aston Martin, maybe the goated wet setup in the race.
That's 2000. Fastest lap. Will he be able to catch back up to Ben? Close in. And then try and go for an overtake.
Is it going to dry out? We have no idea. The weather gods only told us that it would be a wet race. But nothing more. Vincent up 1 position. So far biggest winner is Max on the grid. Up 5 positions. Showing his prowess in the wet conditions. And he's reserving from tier 3 actually. So you know, he's showing these tier 2 boys what's up.
Doing very well.
Yaya slowly dropping off the back of Vincent, however. He doesn't want to let that gap form. However, you know, there is no DRS at this point. But, okay. Interesting. 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 Yaya. tactically trying to reduce the gap. Noel is very close to Trixam, within 2/10.
Yeah, seems to be losing out to Vincent at the moment. Sarah still stuck in P7 after his not so great start.
Trixam up the inside of Max. This battling, it's great, you know, it's great to see all the side-by-side action, but it's only costing these guys time. The more that they battle like this, you know, it might even end up that their final result is P10.
Also, a penalty already for Yaya is not going to be helping him out in this race in any way.
Yeah, he took an interesting line out of the chicane. I think he had a little bit of oversteer and decided to go straight on, and as a result got a penalty for corner cutting.
Ooh.
Yes.
Not what you want to see. Max seems to be losing a lot of time at the moment. 4 seconds now, the gap to Cozy.
Yeah, it's all the side-by-side that's happening.
I would
right
say
now.
it's a DRS train, but it's not. Maybe it's a slipstream train. Maybe slipstream, just different level in the rain.
Oh, Lewis. Getting very close to the rear end. DRS does not work in wet. Yes, well, you know, Neon does have a little bit of damage.
I said it would be an ERS train, but it's not. Maybe it's slipstream. I think the slipstream does help out, because you don't lose too much in the corners, and it does gain you a lot of speed on the straights. The moment it seems Psycho is dropping off a little bit off the... Oh!
Yellow flag.
We have our first retirements. Could be a safety car, actually. It is!
Safety car! We have a safety car.
Caution. Full course caution. Safety car.
Unfortunate
Could be interesting.
for Ferrell.
Will anyone pit and try and stick it out to the end?
It really depends on the wear currently.
Yeah, we obviously don't know.
Sometimes,
But yeah,
you know, it
it's gonna be
shows.
interesting. Yeah, I know.
But
we unfortunately don't have the insights to press on the button to get that.
yeah.
Would be great. Codemaster.
You know, it's not ideal though for Ferrell. His debut, and he's crashed out.
Yeah, a P50,
I've been
P16
there.
in qualifying,
Ferrell.
big crash.
I can sympathize. I crashed out in my MRL debut
Oh,
around the streets of
F2000
Baku.
pitting. Psycho pitting. Vincent is also pitting. Yeah, oh, Sarah! Oh, that is a very, very interesting. What I've just seen is very, very interesting.
I'm seeing Vincent got a speeding penalty.
You
Is
have
that,
missed it on stream. What I've seen is that Vincent was going very slowly into the pits. Yaya was right behind Vincent.
intermediate tires.
And Sarah just decided to fully cut the pit lane, overtake Yaya, and push Vincent into the pit lane, causing him to speed. So I think the stewards will be looking into that.
Wow. Everyone
very, very soon.
on intermediate tires. So that could be a strategy call from
Inters.
Jeff in game, telling them to switch.
Ben stayed out though.
And Carbon. Could there be more wet weather on the way?
We don't know. Could be. Looking at the skies, it looks like it's clearing up a little bit, to be honest.
It does. And
See a
the
little bit
track-
of blue in there?
I don't see blue. I see grey. I see straight grey. Okay? There's no blue. Don't
Very,
cap.
very light blue.
Don't cap.
Harlem, colorblind.
Alright. 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 No, but looking at the track, you know, at the start it was definitely full wet. You could see all the puddles. Right now
Yeah,
it looks like
I
it's
don't
qualifying the way it was in
There's
qualifying.
not that much rain anymore as well. Also, the puddles are not there. Seems to be that there's a clear, like, drier patch of racing line at the moment, which shows that it's definitely time for inters. Which I think Kai has done a great strategy call. And if they know it's gonna dry up anyway,
It will only work
it
into
might
their
be the
favor.
best call.
Yeah.
It will. They can't. If they lose less than like 25 seconds, they will come out ahead of Ben and Carbon both. So it's gonna be very interesting. I think personally, Kai, all the inter runners are on a good strat right here.
So you do think that Ben, once again, potentially could have chosen the wrong strategy? Because I believe last time around again in Singapore, it was intermediates at the start, and it started to dry out. And instead of doing the two-stop medium, he decided to do hard to the end, and ended up losing seconds a lap.
Yeah, I think it is indeed the wrong strat. I think he has managed to have a shambles again and not have the good strat. I think he might have considered pitting, but I think he was very close to his teammate, so he didn't want to double stack. But for me, that is still not a reason to skip the pit, because now if it doesn't work his way, he will be losing around 25 seconds. While in the double stack, you only lose about maybe 1 or 2 positions.
You know who this does help, however? This does allow Domi back into the race after his spin. So he'll be looking to try and make up some positions in his hunt down to, you know, close the gap in the championship.
Yeah, I think Noel also needs to be starting to make up a lot of positions, as Noel is obviously Dason isn't there. So for Noel, it's basically free real estate to catch up back to Dason.
Who I'm sure.
But at the moment he's in P13, which is unfortunate.
He was doing a lot of dry practice. You know, I was actually speaking to him in VC. Dason or Dasan? It's Dason. For sure it's Dason. I like how I knew to read
Somebody
those
was
differently.
off track. I think Psycho might have spun and nearly hit a wall off track.
Right now, it could never be my champion. Psycho, never. Never. The car control from this guy?
You mean that the team that is last in combined?
Dazen. It's not Dazen. Okay, Brazoni. Brazironi. Braziro one knee.
Safety car in this lap. So we'll be going ahead. As I've done the start and the first quali lap, I will let this be to the main commentator, Harlem.
He's really done this. No problem. Okay.
You know, reverse for you.
We've got Carbon very, very close to the back of Ben on this restart. Trying to get the jump on him, perhaps. Put a car between him and the intermediate runners behind.
Seems as Ben is following the safety car very closely as well.
Be interesting to see tire temperatures. Because looking at the track, it's looking a lot more slick than it was before. So I feel like these wet tires will be overheating quite a lot. Okay, and here we have it.
Touch.
Has Ben gone? Ben has gone? No, he has not.
Let's now see
Ben
the
has
grip.
now gone.
Oh, Kai. Oh, the Inter seem to have less grip at the moment still. Let's see how it goes in turn 1.
No close gaps. We actually have Lewis on the very close to the diffuser of Noel right now. Sending out the inside. Can he make the move stick? They make a little bit of contact. Hard racing, I'd say, but nothing too malicious. Switchback does seem to be happening though, however. Noel once again looking for the inside line.
Stinker over a restart.
Oh no! Lewis. Okay, he's managed to keep control of it. Exceptional car control from the Alpine boys, if I must say so myself. However, that has lost him a position, potentially to Domi around the outside. Can he hang it around the outside? Let's find the traction. Unfortunately, that is not possible.
Moment S2000 is going around the outside of Kai.
Well, who will be late
Side
on the
by
brakes? S2000 seems to have outbroke him. Turns in, doesn't exist.
Very, very. Oh, Psycho! Kai goes off the track, cuts the full corner. Psycho seems to be struggling on traction. And Kai is spamming, but he's losing. Psycho will have the inside line into this corner, which is favorable. Oh, Kai manages to carry a lot of speed and manages to stay ahead of Psycho.
Absolutely splendid. Splendid
S2000
racing.
Down the inside of KA Carbon Racer. Definitely seems as if the Inters are the faster tire right now.
However, what we can see
is already
here,
catching Ben.
Ben has managed to pull a little bit of a gap. Why am I seeing yellow flags?
4 tenths in that corner. Kai is also past Carbon Racer. Let's see what Psycho's.
Carbon Racer into the pit
Carbon
lane.
Racer is into the pits.
And Ben
I think
is
he
stuck
knows
with
it's
it.
done.
Ben is stuck with it.
S2000 in outside of Ben. Side by side into turn 1 as it seems.
Yeah, I think
Both
that
spamming
S2000
all
will
their
have
ERS.
a lot more grip here and should be able to brake later.
Ben
He
also
hasn't.
brakes very late.
The switchback is on. The amount of grip that they can carry through is just too much, I think, for the intermediate. The wet tire
S2000
can't keep
is
up.
gonna send it down the inside. He tries. Oh, they have contact.
A little bit of a bump and pass. Hard racing.
Oh, Ben.
Ben trying the switchback. He's been absolutely
his teammate.
punted. Potentially Kai has damage. Be interesting to see if Kai starts to drop off or not. And Vincent spun.
Oi, Psycho.
Oh no! Oh Vincent. Oh, thank God you
Psycho
held the
and Kai
brakes
side
there.
by side into the hairpin. Oh, Psycho seems to be ahead. Kai has let him pass. I think Kai knows he needs to play the long game here.
Very good. We've got Noel and Max side by side. Noel's actually made up 4 positions in the safety car restart, starting from P13 now up to P9. This is exactly what he needs to do for his championship. Kozzy looking on the inside potentially of Joe or Yagsuol, as you guys may know him as. S2000 has spun, however. Unlucky for the Aston Martin. They are now joined at the hip once again. He's now pushing his teammate. He's killing his teammate. Aston Martin master plan.
He has killed Max. That's unfortunate for Max.
Max has been murdered, gentlemen.
There's a very, very big train at the moment behind Ben.
Sarah.
Ben seems to be holding up. Yagsuol goes down the inside. Does the switch back on 2 of them. Sarah comes back on track. Kozzy seems to be also wanting to pass. Yagsuol and Sarah also side by side into turn 1. They're gonna make it double 2 wide.
Double 2 wide.
Ben late on the brakes.
Noah's Ark side by side.
Oh, Yagsuol. Sarah with the switchback. No, he doesn't manage to do it.
What this does, once again, look at the front 2. They have driven away from the pack. This could be a 2-horse race for the lead, with Psycho and Kai. My champion, Psycho. My champion.
Psycho's had a great restart. Came from like P6 up to in P1 right now.
And I believe the gap was around 1.4 seconds before he got past Ben on the wets. So that means he's managed to catch the gap and overtake.
Kozzy around the outside of Ben into the chicane. Later on the brakes. Leaves the space. Ben goes very deep. Kozzy backs out. But Kozzy have the better exit here. He does, but Ben uses his ERS.
Ben is defending very well, actually. I'd have expected him with these tires to have fallen a lot further back than he has. He's doing a great defensive drive. Oh, Domi up the inside of both of them. What a move!
Oh, Domi!
What a move!
What a move!
My champion.
He saw an opportunity. A very opportunistic move, but he managed to clear them both. Domi's had a great restart as well.
Yes, that's true. He was in, where was he?
Like
P15?
P15.
It's up to P5.
After his spin, he's now up into P5. If he can manage to not spin again, he's on for a great position right now. As Sarah is very close ahead of him.
Yellow flag.
Spinner. Seems to be Yaya Sanagot.
Marco.
Yes.
Noel looking, seeing what he can do right now. Joe, or Yagsuol once again, he seems to have gapped Sarah. He's on a charge right now. Really trying to catch these front 2 drivers. He does seem to be catching as well. Gap was 2.4 last lap, it's now 2 seconds.
Urban Race is only 10 seconds behind at the moment of Vincent. He's done a great job catching back up to the train already. He seems to be catching. Better pace. Oh, Domi! Oh!
Kozzy very close behind.
Nearly died. Seems as Kozzy is gonna go and try for the overtake. Ah, he doesn't.
Very tight racing, as Strifian would say. Very, very, very tight. Tight. Shout out to my boy.
Tight.
We have Lewis. He actually prepared the exit so well from the chicane. Fastest middle sector, and as a result, it's gained him a position. Alpine. My champions. I don't know why I keep saying my champions.
Domi. Oh, Domi. Side by side with Sarah. Oh, little bit of contact. Will Domi have a better exit here? Oh, he does. He has a great exit and clears him instantly.
Fantastic traction right there.
Beautiful move. Now he's gonna try and catch back up to his teammate.
3.5 seconds.
For a good result right here.
3.5 seconds to his teammate. We'll keep an eye on that gap. Yellow flag. Is that Ben?
It is. It is.
Ben is alive still.
All the way off the track.
Ben. Oh. Oh dear, Ben. Oh, Ben. Oh dear, Ben.
Unlucky. That was called on-stream 4K Ultra HDR.
He's having a good time.
All the angles.
S2000 on fresh wets.
I feel like he's got some inspirations from our friend over in the chat, Jeffrey Ritchie. Also very much likes to drift his car around the track.
Shout out to Brazil, Tier 1 MRL last season.
And China. Oh, it's gonna be 3 wide.
Kozzy,
Kozzy late on the brakes.
Amazing move. Very
What a
confident on the
move.
brakes
Oh,
right there.
Louis with a great exit.
Kozzy definitely has load cells.
Oh, Louis cleared Sarah.
S2000 on softs. What is going on?
What am I seeing?
What is going on?
It's still raining. Nah, that is definitely the wrong strategy call. Unlucky.
He was on wet tires and he boxed for softs. I do believe the term there is memeing, sir. Memeing. Nah. Potentially wrong tires. Not potentially. Definitely wrong tires.
Maybe he spooled Joshua Pina and the game selected the wrong tires for him.
That would be
Look
an
at the gap,
unfortunate
though.
sequence. Circumstance.
Seems to be losing about 4/10 per corner at the moment. Not great, not optimal.
4/10 per corner. Just wait until the last sector then. Psycho fastest lap. Here's gapped Kai. Kai showing exceptional pace in qualifying.
Domi also has gapped Kozzy with the fighting that Kozzy, Louis and Sarah have been doing. Trixam also has gotten past Sarah at the moment. Domi seems to be catching Yasuo a little bit. Gonna be interesting to see if anything at the top 4 is gonna happen.
Catching Kai and Kai dropping off from Psycho. Lewis takes the first official track limits penalty of the race. Don't worry about it, Lewis. Head up high.
Happens to the best of us.
Once again. Sarah very close to the rear of Noel. Vincent also very close to the rear of Sarah as well. Larsen, my boy. The race does seem to have stabilized a little bit now, as everyone's kind of getting more used to the conditions.
Vincent is very close on the rear of Sarah. Sarah seems to be dropping in the race. I don't know if it's a setup issue, maybe it's a skill issue.
Wow, diagnosis.
It's interesting to see at the moment.
Oh, what a move.
Vincent down the inside. What a move by the Ferrari driver.
Taking a note out of Domi's book right there. Domi with the double move a couple of laps ago. The shade. The chat does seem to love your diagnosis of the skill issue right there.
Yeah, maybe some damage as well.
Okay, okay.
Noel seems to be close on the rear of Trixam. Noel's at like 5 positions gained from his restart already. He's doing great. So every point that he gets right now is a point to the championship that he's gonna get close to Dason.
He's on a charge right now actually. And we have yellow flag.
Seems to be an issue.
A skill issue with Ben. His wing is currently stuck into the wall. He does seem to have lost it.
It seems to be an issue. It's a great line that we've seen from the great commentator, the head commentator Strifium. We like to see it. Same as this. It's a unique situation. It's unfolding.
Fun fact, gentlemen and ladies, and all those that are watching. Ben is currently racing with someone that is on softs in the wet conditions, while on the intermediate tire.
Oh, Ben goes very much off the track. Interesting line. Very, 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 very interesting line. S2000 seems to be struggling a lot. They're both going to be lapped soon as well. As the leader has caught up, Psycho is right behind
Blue flags. Blue flags.
Louis has gotten another 3-second penalty.
Saipo.
Ben is into the pit lane, cuts the pit lane. That is another 5-second time penalty added to his race time at the end of the race. Unfortunate. S2000 does move over for the leader.
Psycho screaming at the FIA right there.
Also seems led by Kai. Good job, great job. Domi is caught up about 7/10 in the last 3 laps to Yaxuo. It's gonna be interesting to see if he can manage to catch up onto the end. It's also very interesting, by the way, if people are going to be able to do a 1-stop or a 0-stop even. Because the 1-stop is definitely the preferred stop, well, from the safety car, so basically a 2-stop. Because the Inters don't survive that long, I believe, from my experience. I believe they, for me, they would be dead around like lap 16, 17. So it's going to be interesting to see if someone risks it to the end, because the pace will be dropping a lot. But if the tires do survive, the pit stop is very, very long here. If the tires do survive, it's going to be fairly an easy cruise to the end. But that's only if they survive, which is very unlikely. Because we've also seen Tier 1 last season here with a lot of punctures on the last laps.
Yeah, vex it. Cry about it. Unfortunate. That was a heartbreaking moment, I do believe.
Unlucky. I can't.
That was a tough one. Remove the map, then it gives you the tire wear. Okay, that can be arranged. That has been now arranged and done. I know, we have Psycho in the lead.
DRS has been enabled as well, by the way. We've missed it while you were doing the map.
Psycho not boxing. Kai in the pits. Oh
Kai
no.
in the pits. Oh no. It's definitely going to be mediums from the end to hit. Mediums to the end.
You don't think
Has to
softs
be.
can make it? Softs can do 10 laps on quali softs.
Oh. Someone seems to be lagging. Or my game seems to be lagging.
Psycho. Psycho.
The Omi got a 5-second time penalty.
My
I don't know why
champion.
Psycho didn't opt to pit.
Please.
When he saw DRS was enabled before the pit, he was like close to the pit lane. Oh, Noel, Trickstam, Vincent.
Oh no.
Oh,
They've missed the
Vincent
trick. They've missed the
around
trick
the
here.
outside.
They've missed the trick, all these
Let's
intermediates.
see, Kai is on board. Seems to be that, yeah, the mediums definitely have more grip. Yep. It's gonna be interesting though, because the mediums seem to have more grip. But if Psycho can spam a lot, he might be able to reduce the damage he's gonna get from it.
Psycho, if you're listening to me,
Because
go softs. Please,
the
decide
mediums are
softs.
very dog in the rain.
Dog, wolf, dog.
Someone's
Scars,
around.
POV.
It's Trickstam in the wall.
Damage.
Full wing is gone. Rejoins the track. Does move out of the way. His wing seems to be fine, by the way, actually.
You said wing gone. Is Neon talking cap?
Looked like it. Yeah, Kai seems to be catching.
The decision.
Yeah, he's catching. Kai has caught up about 1.5 seconds to Vincent already this lap. I think it's a clear win for Kai if he can keep the pace. But who knows, because Kai has seemed very strong in the rain. So he might have been on a wet setup, which will now not help him in the dry.
Oh, Joe.
Psycho in the pits.
Wide. Noel? Will he follow? Will
Yeah,
surely
Axel
Noel
in the
will
pits.
pit. Surely Noel will
Noel
box.
will also have to box.
Okay.
Domi is in a great position
Psycho
as
on
well here, by the
mediums.
way. Domi did take a 5-second time penalty into the pit lane. I don't know if that was caused by him or by someone hitting him in the rear, but I assume it was himself. But if he hadn't sped, it could have been a potential podium here, as he's definitely going to undercut his teammate, maybe even Psycho. He doesn't seem to get quite to Psycho, but Domi is indeed in P3 at the moment. So without the 5 seconds, that would have been a great result after the spin on lap 2. Or
Yeah, that
whatever
would have
it
been an
was.
excellent result. And now he's got Cozy behind him on the soft tires, who will be, who will have much more grip here. So I think Domi's game plan here would potentially maybe to not fight Cozy too much, try his hardest to stick with him, and then once his softs start to die, get him back and then try to pull that gap at the end. 11
S2000
laps.
still seems to be struggling. Has spun on the exit onto the straight, led by everyone fairly well.
Kai with the 2-second undercut though on Psycho.
Yeah, Kai, great pit. I don't know why Psycho didn't seem to undercut. As undercut to pit, because he clearly saw the DRS was enabled. Mostly of the time the track is already faster before the DRS gets enabled. So it's very interesting to see how this race is going to unfold. Cozy, by the way, is on the softs.
That is
That
true.
is an interesting choice. Will he be able to keep them alive?
The thing is, his battery is quite low as well. Domi has a lot more battery to play with. And, at the end of the race, his tires will be much better.
Yeah, for now I think at least Domi will led by Cozy in the coming lap. As Cozy will have a lot more pace on the softs. So if Domi is smart, he can use Cozy to catch himself back up to Psycho.
Yes.
As it seems, Jagswall is around 3.8 seconds behind Domi at the moment. So maybe if he lets Cozy by, Cozy can drag him along and use him to get the 5-second gap to his teammate that he needs.
It's very possible, but then at the same time, I think Joe or Jagswall, he does have quite good pace. I remember him doing quite a good amount of practice. So I do think he might even be same pace as Domi around this track, maybe even a little bit faster.
As he
so we'll see.
goes down the inside, has passed.
That's Cozy clear.
Easy overtake. Let's see if he's going to be able to catch up to Psycho.
Psycho's been bringing the
If he
gap
manages,
down.
I think what he needs to do now is not push too hard. If he starts to push too hard, his tire will start to overheat. And he will lose a lot of time in the end because he will then use his tire wear now. If he manages it, he will maybe drive 0.3 a lap slower, but the tire times will be a lot better. And the tire wear at the end, the pace will stay relatively the same as at the start. If you're able to do that, I think he is still on for definitely a podium here. Which is a great result.
That is a great result. Psycho, I don't know what happened with the timing tower just there. It said that he gained like around 7/10 out of the chicane, and then suddenly, it's back to 2 seconds again. Not too sure what happened there.
I've been a screen freeze.
Potentially.
Oh. Somebody's in the pit. Louis is in the pit.
5-second time
Why is
penalty
that?
for speeding. Maybe damage.
Why would
No, Alpine.
It's no damage.
Louis has retired.
He's retired from the race. Interesting. He was in P5 at the moment that he retired. So, I don't know why he's done that.
Larsen, don't say it. Silence. Don't even type it. Don't even type it.
Aiko has also gotten a penalty. So at the moment, Cozy is on for a net P2. Great result for the Williams driver. Alpine seems to be a little bit more muddled at the moment. With the retirement of Louis. Seems that my timing tower has died.
Yeah, the gaps are a bit broken right now. We've got Ben and S2000 one lap down. It seems to have fixed itself now. Look at the gap.
It has not
is it
fixed
broken?
itself.
It's still broken.
It's broken. Maybe if they finish the lap, it's fixed. Louis' car also still seems to be stuck in the pit lane.
Lobby.
Great game.
Cozy is caught up to the back of Psycho. Very close to his 1 second window now. Actually within that 1 second now. So he should have DRS going into this straight. He does. Crucial for him. Because now he can maybe potentially make a move into the back straight of the next lap. VSC.
Why is that? Not seen this.
VSC
Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Maybe it's a dumb theory, I know. Maybe it's because the car of Louis that was in the pits for 10 seconds on the track stuck. Maybe that has caused it, because I know there's a game bug where if you stand still on the track you can cause a VSC or a safety car.
Potentially. I'm just hoping that we don't get any unexpected drive-throughs here with like broken deltas or anything. That would not be ideal. DRS enabled again. Any drive-throughs? No drive-throughs.
Nope.
Okay, we're fine.
Kai seems to be controlling this race very well
yeah,
now.
no penalties. Potentially no warnings. I'm not too sure. I'm sure Neon, you could check that for me.
He's on one warning.
One warning. That's very good actually, considering
lap
it's
5.
this track. I
You
know
just
that.
keep it clean because he doesn't need to push at the moment. He can just control the gap to Psycho. As he's 2.3 seconds in the lead, 2.4 now. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can just still manage the gap, get no warnings. If he does that, his mediums will definitely survive to the end. He will have a free win.
Oh, yellow flag.
McLaren has spun.
Sam.
Trick Sam.
Doing some
Mud.
donuts for us. Appreciate that one, Trick Sam. We've got Noel 5 seconds behind Domi. I do believe this might be his ending race result. However, Domi does have that 5 second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane.
What has happened to Domi? How has he ended up behind Yak? It was about Jagswell was about 5 seconds ahead of Domi, and Domi was right on Kozi his rear. So I think Domi has had an issue maybe.
I believe Joe or Yagswell was ahead, no? And Domi was trying to hunt him down.
Now it seems to be that Domi's lap was very slow. Of course we had the VSC, but I think the lap before that he's made a massive mistake and lost about 7 seconds.
Wow. We have Kozi
On the race
side by
director.
side with Psycho right now. Psycho with the exit. Is he using his battery? Yeah, he's knowing that this is not his fight currently, because he can actually consolidate a P3 at this point. At minimum. Domi is catching Joe, however.
I don't know what if Kozi will be able to nurse these tires at the end. I think they will survive, but I think it's going to be hard for them to keep them fast. So if he keeps alive, keeps the grip in them, keeps the temps in them not too high, because if they start overheating, he's done. He can maybe keep with Psycho if Psycho re-overtakes later in the race.
Yeah, and then that would obviously secure him the P2 position at the end.
Yes, because obviously Psycho has a 3-second time penalty, which is very unfortunate.
Does Kozi have any warnings?
More
You know,
than
being on the
I'll keep
softs, he would be thinking to push a bit more, so it, it could be more prone.
Kozi
to
is on
warnings.
2 warnings.
So it's actually
Psycho at the moment on
as thin
4
as possible.
warnings. Yes, so Kozi can't get any warnings anymore.
It's gonna be a bit tough, especially with his tires dying out slowly. Will Psycho go for the move here, or should he stay back? Will he just save ERS, maybe? It would be smart. Psycho's using instead. Would you say this is a smart move? Making the move up the inside here?
I don't know.
If you was in that position, would you make that choice?
Psycho. I think there's nothing else he can do though. I think it's best for Psycho to start fighting Kozi and try and kill his tires. Because they're both very, very low on ERS, basically bone dry.
Almost as dry as
So
Jeffrey
I
Ritchie's
think
rice.
it's best for Psycho to fight Kozi as hard as he can to kill the softs. And then at the end he'll just might be able to push away and gap him from the DRS.
I wonder if Vexate heard what I said. I'm assuming by his response he may have caught that. Yep, he did. Lovely. Lovely, that's what I like to hear and see. Once again, Domi is catching up. Gap was 1.5 seconds, sorry. It's now 1.3. Slowly bringing that gap down. He'll be in the DRS very soon. Posey staying very close behind. Do you think his tires may be
has
dead?
left the session. Unlucky. Kozi, I think he's already losing time. I think the mediums are definitely already the faster tire. But if Kozi manages to stay within the DRS of Psycho, I definitely think he's able to stay with him for at least the coming 3 laps. And then after that, he'll just have to nurse his tires and lose as less time as possible. Oh, he goes for the overtake even. Actually pretty smart if he gets this. Because this means that Psycho is not able to overtake him now. Okay.
At least for another lap.
This is interesting. At least for this coming lap. Psycho will be behind, which will give Kozi the advantage, as Psycho is definitely on the faster tires now. I would say they're 4 or 5 tenths faster lap at the moment even. Because the soft on this track die very fast, because Sector 3 is very intensive on the tire wear. Intensive?
Just go with it. Go with it. It's been said. Just go with it.
It's fine.
Interestingly,
Noel seems to be very close to Domi his penalty.
However,
I don't know what the gap is in the standings from P2 to P3, P1 to P2.
We have Domi inside of Jagswell's DRS now. So unless Noel is driving better pace than Jagswell, that gap will continue to grow now.
That is very true. Oh, Psycho down the inside of Kozi. Great move. Good job.
Neil inventing words, that is true.
I will always do this, you know this. Nah, it seems to be Kozi is struggling a lot now. I don't think he'll be able to re-overtake again. And Psycho's tires just have a lot more grip.
We have Max also catching towards the back of Yaya Sanogo as well, who also boxed for the soft tires. So that could very well be what you're saying with the soft tires starting to fall
Migrating
off.
host. Ben has left the session, it seems.
I believe wasn't Domi the host? Domi was the host.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Domi has lost time. That means Noel will promote into P5 at the stands. That is indeed.
Could you give Domi an invite if that's possible?
Invite friends. Go to Domi. It's not on the game. I don't think I'll be able to invite him as he's not in the game.
Yeah, Cozy does seem to be struggling now. Gap is now 7
Maybe
tenths,
his internet
7.5
has
tenths.
fully died. Yeah, I do believe Domi, his internet has fully collapsed.
That is
rather
a
unfortunate event.
unfortunate event, exactly. F's in chat, thank you, thank you. Yeah, Cozy has been hard gap now. 1 second, pretty much is the gap. I do believe now Psycho in the Sector 1 period, or Sector 1 section, will, you know, build that gap up quite a lot. He might even be able to get him out of DRS in, you know, in this sector alone. Cozy, you're going to struggle. This is now for Joe, or Yagswell again, to see if he can catch up and get that podium from Cozy. What do you think? Do you think he can do it? Okay, maybe Neon's has also connection kaputted, who knows?
I'm trying to find out something because you didn't answer my question a second ago.
What was it?
The gap from P2 to P1 in the championship at the moment is 9 points. I believe if Noel...
Psycho.
Oh, Noel's had an issue. Or is it... Ah, it's definitely decent.
Timing tower has broken. It will fix itself. Yeah. Ish.
Unfortunate. It's as broken as my finger. Unlucky.
Unlucky. The gap from Psycho to Cozy 1.5 now. And Yags
yeah, Noel is
8
in P5 at the moment. This means that Noel will be leading the championship by 1 point after this race.
Excellent from
if
the
he
Swede.
doesn't bottle it.
He had a really good like middle third of the season.
Yeah, true.
With the
Kai,
win in Japan.
just great. Kai has been very consistent. I believe he's still on 1 warning. Let me check. Yeah, he's still on 1 warning. So Kai has shown very consistent pace. Great, like he's still gapping Psycho every single lap. So I think this is a very, very good win by Kai. If he continues like this, I don't want to curse him.
Yeah, I mean,
because,
Kai's had you know, not much screen time, but it's just been one of those races for him where he kind of controlled the race from the beginning, was on the correct strategy. And, you know, there was just other action going on behind. But, you know, let that not discredit his drive. What an excellent drive so far. And hopefully he can keep it clean for the remaining 3.
Yeah, I think the strategy call for him from inters and mediums was definitely the winning strategy call. Because he was about 1.5 behind Psycho. And came out around 2.5 in front of Psycho after the pit.
That's a 4-second undercut.
Gained him about 4 seconds, which is a great undercut. Very smart. And I think that has gained him the win. Was maybe with the penalty with Psycho in the end, it could have still been the same. But I don't know.
If you could just point your attention over towards Yagswell. Look at how much he's caught Cozy now. The podium is on for him. Podium is definitely on, and he might even be able to get within the you know, the 3 seconds of Psycho. Maybe even get a PT.
Yeah,
here.
I think Yags will be overtaking soon. Gap is a little big from Psycho to Cozy. It's about 5.2 seconds.
Lovely. The chat is being a menace, to say the least. Looking at it, does this look like Joe's close enough, or Yagswell? We've got no timing towers right now, so can't really judge. I think, yeah, he's definitely close enough.
It's about 4.5 to Cozy, the gap. So Cozy is already gapped. So Yagswell will have to overtake and then catch about 1.5 seconds. Which is definitely going to be one of... I don't think that will be possible, but I think he'll definitely get P3. So he goes down the inside.
Cozy was...
Max Verstappen overtakes Lewis Hamilton down into the hairpin. Seen this before.
Wrong car. Wrong car.
Still a Red Bull overtaking Mercedes-powered car. We are in the same position, same lap. I believe it's the same lap. Oh no, wait, they had 100% races. I'm stupid. I was mute myself.
See yourself out, that's fine. Okay. Do you think Noel will catch Kozzy by the end of the race? Or do you think that's too far? Because Kozzy could still get a puncture, you never know.
No, I don't think it will catch. It's about 7 seconds as it looks. So yeah, it's about 7 seconds the gap. That is definitely. I don't think that is possible, even with the tire advantage he has. I don't think.
Unless Kozzy gets a puncture, of course. Sure.
True.
Hunting down. I believe the gap is too much. So nah, Kozzy. The lobby's not broke. I mean, it kind of is, but you know, there's no desync. It's just lobby. The timing tower is
It's
broken.
just the timing tower is just dead.
Codemasters F1 game by Codemasters Birmingham.
Who is up Vincent's? Seems to be Ben is trying to find Vincent at the moment. I know Ben is a left car for Vincent, but still, some action on track is always fun.
Ben with the 6-minute 30 lap, insane. It's been lap 24
stuck on lap
for
24,
years.
by the way.
We may be stuck on lap 24. Let me check. Kai? Are you sure? Because
Do you know anyone is streaming?
shows 23 right now.
Great game.
Domi got the virtual safety car before everyone. That's why he dropped so many positions. You remember when you said that he dropped 7 seconds in 1 lap? That was because he got safety car before everyone. Excellent. Game, splendid job, honestly. Truly, fantastic. Fantabulous. Wahwahensive.
Fantabulous.
Extravagant.
I like that word used there, right there, Harlan.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I think this is over, unfortunately. We'll have to wait for a call from higher up. But I don't think...
check. Could we have an executive decision? What if this race never ends? Wait, I think the race is done. Look at the way Kai is driving. Race is definitely over.
Yeah, race is over. Let's wait and see for the last lap the last car to finish, which I believe will be the McLaren on track. The McLaren of Trixham will be the last car to cross the line. So let's see if we get any results up after this.
Lovely.
And if not, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Lovely. Lovely. Oh.
Let's see. Oh, don't do a spin.
Let's not do a exit. Please.
That's it. I don't see any results on my screen. We're still on lap 4 in the commentator's booth. Great game.
Okay. This game is great, honestly. Fantastic. Really. 10 out of 10. 5 out of 5
shows,
IGN.
like, I thought they updated that there was no desync issues anymore. This
You're a desync.
seems, well, I guess this is Harlem.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I can't.
I'm sorry.
Nah, I'm not
I'm
gonna
sorry.
say that.
Okay, I mean, I think we're done. Last completed lap that we're gonna have to look back, but I do believe the top 3 would be Kai, Psycho, and Yags. I'm not sure about Yags and Psycho's gap. We'd need POVs to, you know, fully finalize that. This is gonna be an interesting one for the stewards to, you know, give us the standings. Freeware, have a good one, my guy. Have a good one. Are we doing
Interviews.
interviews? Gauzy, please do make the executive decision. I must admit, I'd love to commentate in the real Misfits Racing League. Shame that you're not, isn't it?
It's unfortunate. I think this is done. We can't do anything anymore. Everyone seems to be an AI as well.
Let's see. League. Everyone has different
Yeah.
results though. Like Carbon Racer, if you look in.
Yeah, I think what they'll no, but it's the last non-desync lap that they will look at as the results.
Ben won on his screen from like 7 laps down.
Yeah.
I believe top three though. Let me, if we just have a look, was no Kai Noel, no Kai Psycho and Yags. Yeah, we saw that you overtook Kozi. Esports ready game, honestly. Esports ready. Just bear with us, guys. Trying to give you a podium, and then we can do some interviews. Okay, so now we're gonna do some interviews. First person that we're gonna bring
Well,
in.
your P1 in the championship in lead by 1 point, leading ahead of Dason.
Pre-verdicts, of
My
course,
go.
just in case anything could affect that. I doubt it would, but thank you, Catalea, my champion. I'm doing the peace sign, but you can't see me. But the peace sign is happening right now. All right, interview time. P3. Who was our P3 finisher? That was Joe. I'll move him. So here we have our third place, I suppose, finisher after that broken race. Joe, hello. How was that for you? Are you here? Interesting. Neon?
Can't hear him.
Oh,
Joe
I'm
seems to be
smart.
muted.
Hello.
Yeah,
There we
I
go.
was muted.
Yep,
I'm here.
yep, we got listen. Once again, we have our third place finisher, Joe or Yagsuo. How was that race for you?
Well, overall, I gotta say it went very well because I qualified P9 and throughout the race I kept it clean, didn't get penalties, and I managed to get the P3. I think I was close to Psycho because he had the penalty,
Mhm.
but it was
Do you have your
GG's.
POV for that?
So.
Maybe that could be submitted potentially. I don't know, but you could maybe submit that if it's possible. I don't know.
It would.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Okay. And how did you find driving in the wet conditions and the switch over to the dry? Did you think that it would fully go dry, or did you think that maybe it would go back to wet, or was that shown at the beginning? We didn't have any information from
Yeah, at
the
the
weather
beginning.
forecast.
Yeah, at the beginning it said it was just wet, like 2/3, and then it become dry at the end. So we knew that, but I didn't know that it would be going to inters that soon.
Okay, okay. And did you contemplate going on the softs, or did you think it was mediums for sure from when the dry tires did actually come through?
So before the race, I was doing lots of practice for strategy and stuff. So yeah, I did contemplate the softs and that they would go to the end, but no, I definitely thought that the mediums would be quicker overall.
Okay. I mean, excellent race all around. Good pace, good strategy calls. Neon, do you have anything to add?
I think just great race, well managed, and GG's on your race.
Thanks.
No worries. Hopefully we'll see you. How confident are you for the next track, Spain? Do you like Spain?
Spain. I have not practiced Spain a lot in the past, so I'm not really feeling that confident, but give it my best shot.
Well, I'm sure you'll give it your best, and maybe we'll see you again on the podium. But Joe, well raced, and GG.
GG.
So that was Joe, our third place finisher. We now have Psycho. I'm gonna make sure that he's not muted this time. Hello, Psycho. Can you hear us? Testing 1 2.
Yes, I can
Excellent,
hear you.
excellent. So, I have many questions for you. First of all, how was the race? How did you find it?
The only time I needed to be consistent, it finally came. Throughout the season, I wasn't really that good. I had that pace, but I was just kept spinning and getting penalties. But finally happened. Happy with the performance today.
Yeah, I mean, I was rooting for you the whole time. No Alpine bias or anything, but really well raced. However, you did pick up that penalty. How was that when that happened? Was that a bit of a disappointment, or was it maybe you was on 2 warnings for a long time, and then it happened, or is it possible to remove it, or?
Yeah, I had 2 warnings in the beginning. I had to kind of go off track because of drivers everywhere. So I could contest them, but not really any point to do that. So, I was running on 10-10 wings. So, yeah, it was a bit all over the place with the setup, but I'm happy I could stick it through. And when I saw the gap being open, it was kind of stressed because I couldn't see the gap at the end.
Yeah.
But surely enough, I pulled through and got that P2.
Yeah, I mean, well raced. I mean, I think Kai had the pace today. I mean, he did the undercut. Question to you, really. When it did go to dry tires, why did you decide to go that 1 extra lap? Because I think that might have been the strategy call that cost you the race today. Was it that you didn't get it from
Yeah.
Jeff, or?
I didn't get anything from Jeff yet, or I was probably too focused on the race. But when DRS enabled, I said, okay, it's gonna be next lap, and the rain was still coming on. So I felt like it was not time yet. So I kind of stick that 1 more lap because of the rain. So stick that 1 lap, and that kind of cost me a few seconds.
Yeah, and then
So
obviously,
not the best call.
I mean, in hindsight, it's obviously easy to say that you should have boxed earlier. But when you're in the zone, it's a bit tough. And did you have a Jeff today?
I did have my sort of, I guess. I was in a little voice chat with Noel, the Red Bull boys, and Vincent. So we were all helping each other getting through the race with information and all that stuff. So it was pretty good racing out there.
That's good. I mean, once again, well done. Neon, do you have anything to add?
Don't
Okay.
actually no. For how do you feel for Spain though? Because it's a very different track. It's obviously probably going to be a 1-stop as well, but the track is very hard on tires, and I think it's going to be a different track, very difficult track for overtaking. So how do you feel going into there?
Spain is one of my dominant tracks, but I have not touched it since the patch. So I'm going to spend some of my time studying the track, doing what I can do best, and hopefully keep my consistency throughout the season.
Okay.
Well,
I
thank
mean,
you.
we like the confidence,
job on your race.
and hopefully, you can bring the performance that you had today, and get maybe a win, and yeah, we'll see you next week. So, GG, Psycho.
Thank you
and,
guys.
have a
Thank
good
you
one.
guys for commentating.
No
Yep.
worries.
Shout
Cheers.
out to Noel Carmen. Bye bye.
And finally, we have our race winner, Kai. What a race! What a race! What a race! Okay, hello Kai. Well done on your win today. I'd say a very controlled race. The pace was there from qualifying, 3/10 clear, and making the perfect strategy call. Did you think that the win was ever in doubt?
Well, when the migrating host came on, yeah, but in the end it all worked out. So I'm just happy I got a win finally, get a podium in MRL. So yeah.
Is that your first podium in MRL as well?
Yeah.
First
Wow!
podium and instantly a win.
Congratulations!
Big dub.
I remember last season, my first podium was Russia. It feels good. So for it to be a win for you, I feel good for you. So give us a rundown of the
Baku.
race. Did you have any struggles with warnings? Were you worried about the safety car strategy or anything? Did you have any Jeffs?
Well, yeah. Well, at the start of the race, it was pretty controlled between me and Ben. We were just like talking, and then the safety car came out, and it was like Ben was like he did the opposite of me, and unfortunately, it didn't pay out for him. I'm quite sad about that as well because it could have been a 1-2.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then not much problems with warnings. Psycho was quite quick in the wet conditions, and I thought at that point I might not win.
Yeah.
But when he didn't pit, when DRS was disabled, I kind of thought, well, I've got the undercut now, so just bring it home.
I think that could have also been to do with the setup as well, because he did reveal just now that he was on 10-10 wings, so that could have been why he was, slightly better in the wet, because more downforce is a bit better in the wet. You get more grip, obviously. Yeah, I mean, excellent race from you, Neon. Any questions?
Well, I think what I can congratulate you on the most is that your pace has been very well through the race. You've had your good consistency, no warnings. How does it feel to drive a clean race, especially on a hard track like France? Well, one warning, especially like with the rain, it makes it very, very hard. So how do you feel after that?
Yeah, it's definitely like a cherry on top for the win, but yeah, just I'm very happy. I wasn't expecting this. I felt quite slow in practice, but the wet gave me a chance in quali, and the staying out on them inters paid off. So yeah.
Well, Kai, once again, congratulations on the stellar drive today. How are you feeling for Spain? Do you think you're pretty good at Spain, or are you going to have to do a lot of practice for that?
Unfortunately, I won't make Spain, but for
Oh.
Austria, penalties scare me. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks. I mean, if you can keep it clean, I'm sure, at the end of the race, if you're not already at the, near the top, the penalties will help you out a lot there. So, for all you watching and for you, Kai, make sure that you, try to keep those penalties to a minimum. But once again, congratulations, GG, and yeah, have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Right, bye.
Bye-bye. And that concludes Tier 2 MRL France. What a race, Ian. How did you find it? First time commentating?
Great race. It's indeed my first time commentating for MRL. I think it was interesting with the wet to see how it all folded out, because it was pretty hard to get the strategy goal right, especially from the first one to the second one. Even the safety car helped a lot though for the inter runners who everyone chose to inter, but I think it was in the end the wet quali. It was overall. I've had fun watching the race.
Yeah, I mean there was a lot of fighting going on, especially at the beginning of the race and after the safety car restart. I didn't even know which drivers to look at because there was so much going on, especially in the midfield. Domi with I believe he gained 10 positions on the safety car restart, so he was flying. He got a nice double move. There was a lot of action going on. But yeah, that concludes everything for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I believe now we're good for a raid. So if you guys want to stick around, and we can raid a member of the community. Thank you.